So I'm here at the Castro Theater, about to see Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather 1 and Godfather 2, Apocalypse Now, The Conversation, tons of amazing movies. About to give a talk right up on that stage. I also picked up his book, The Godfather Notebook, which contains his notes from the writing of the script to The Godfather. I'm so excited about this. 2 years from this exact date, I met Walter Murch, famous editor who actually edited Godfather and Apocalypse Now. That was amazing, but this is going to be truly incredible. 10 years ago, when I first moved to San Francisco when I was 17, I actually reached out to Coppola. He had just come out with a new movie, Youth Without Youth, his first film in 10 years. I said, hey, I am a student, I'm a journalist. We're at the San Francisco Foghorn, the local paper that we had on campus. I would love to interview you for this. And I remember he had just had his laptop stolen, but he still agreed to do an email interview. And I remember him mentioning to me about, I asked him about what do you think about new technology and mobile viewing of movies. And he was saying that watching a movie on your phone, it's so ridiculous. And yet here we are in the age of VR where everyone's using their phones. But I still sort of agree with him. I'd prefer to watch it in a theater. Super excited about this event. It's also, they're live streaming it too, Commonwealth Club.
Here, by the sound of applause, how many Commonwealth Club members are in the audience right now? Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting the Commonwealth Club. If you're not yet a member, I'm sure we can make you an offer you can't refuse. So this program sold out. Many people didn't make it into this room. Same with quite a few other upcoming programs we have with Thomas Friedman, moderated by Gavin Newsom. We have the chairman of the Fed, Janet Yellen. I'm sorry they've sold out, but if you are a member, you get the first opportunity. So Mr. Coppola is only doing 2 special events, and this program sold out, so we wanted to give other people an opportunity across the world to tune in.
Good evening, San Francisco. Good evening and welcome to tonight's special program, the Commonwealth Club of California, featuring legendary director Francis Ford Coppola. You can find the Commonwealth Club on the internet at commonwealthclub.org. I'm Adam Savage, maker, editor-in-chief of Tested.com, and unemployed former co-host of Mythbusters, and your moderator for tonight's program. It is part of the club's Good Lit series, underwritten by the Bernard Osher Foundation. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our guest, our very special guest. Francis Ford Coppola makes very few public appearances. Hence, when he does, it is, and I didn't write this joke, but here it is, truly an offer the audience can't refuse. There you go. That is why there are over 1,500 of you here in person, along with viewers of our live stream. Mr. Coppola's appearance is made even more special by the fact that today marks the publication of The Godfather Notebook, an incredible 700-page annotated document covering the groundbreaking film The Godfather from 4 decades ago, still considered one of the great masterpieces of cinema history. The 1972 epic won Best Picture and Best Screenplay Oscars and was subsequently followed by 2 successful sequels. Godfather 2 also garnered Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Screenplay Oscars. Get ready to come behind the scenes and learn about Brando, Pacino, the casting, the filmmaking, along with personal and professional qualities that make our guest an American icon. Please give a warm San Francisco welcome to Francis Ford Coppola. Oh, they gave me a gavel. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, and thank you all very much.
This book is an incredible document. It's fascinating to read. It is. Can you talk a little bit about what a prompt book is, what its origin is?
Well, I was a theater student as an undergraduate and a techie. I lived in and out of that theater, and I was often a stage manager, and we were taught to make what was called a prompt book by taking the text, the play, and getting a bunch of loose leaf pages, and there are a number of ways of doing it. You can take 2 copies of the script. We could only afford 1, so we cut holes in the loose leaf paper and glued it in carefully, so that now you had the whole play in a loose leaf with big, wide margins. And the stage manager is the one who calls the show, so he has to say, okay, lighting cue 1, blah, 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 and then underline all the things that the stage manager is responsible for. And so I made this prompt book. I took my copy of The Godfather, which I had scribbled a few notes on in pencil, and then I broke it apart and I built this mammoth thing. It's about that big, very heavy. And my idea was to just go through it carefully, step by step, and sort of use it as an opportunity to talk to myself, say, oh, here's this, underline that. I had half dozen pencils, different colors, pens, and then I decided to put a typewritten page at each juncture that I felt, not so much by the chapters of the book, but what I felt were the main beats of this big novel. And this came from, there's a book called Directors on Directing by a guy named Toby Cole, I think it's a man, and it has different directors talking about their work, and one of them is Elia Kazan talking about his work preparing for Streetcar Named Desire. And this was very illuminating to me. This is a wonderful, I recommend anyone who can see it to look at it, in which Kazan